Fresh concerns are bubbling within government corridors, and this time it's about duplication, handouts, and the quiet return of politics in the name of empowerment. Just days after a flashy rollout of the Nyota program, a youth grant initiative promising capital for budding entrepreneurs, policy experts are raising red flags. Speaking exclusively to KTN, they warn that funneling billions directly through ministries under the guise of empowerment is not just blurring institutional lines, but potentially opening new floodgates for corruption. Our reporter Winfrey Owino unpacks the growing tangle of youth programs, presidential promises, and the shadow of political bribery creeping in.
It has been 3 years since President William Ruto took office, and if there's one thorn that continues to poke at his presidency, it's this: the youth. From trending hashtags to protests in the streets, the pressure of youth frustration is far from cooling down. Speaking during this year's International Youth Day celebrations at Masinde Muliro University, the president announced the National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement, popularly known as Nyota, 5-year initiative funded by the World Bank and the government of Kenya to empower the youth. And 8 weeks later, Nyota is launched countrywide, with principal secretaries crisscrossing counties, promising 50,000 shillings grants to 100,000 young people to kickstart their businesses.
Our leaders, please, MCAs, chiefs, assistant chiefs, members of parliament, the county government, please make sure that this is as transparent as possible.
But beneath the speeches and promises lies a growing concern: similarities between Nyota and Youth Fund, which include empowering youth by providing financial assistance, targeting youth aged between 18 and 35 years, especially unemployed ones. What Nyota intends to do is exactly what the Youth Enterprise Development Fund was designed to do, only this time with a glossier name and a bigger budget.
A government that is ineffective starts multiplicative program because they want to keep you thinking, not necessarily delivering. That Nyota program, how different is it from the Azula Fund?
But there is a catch. Unlike Youth Fund, Nyota is not backed by any law. The Youth Fund started strong in 2007 with 1 billion shillings, but its budget has since dwindled. In the 2024-2025 financial year, it was allocated just 225 million shillings, a fraction of its former glory. But Nyota is not the only empowerment project under President William Ruto's reign. It joins a growing family of empowerment programs under his regime. Take the Hustler Fund, for example, rolled out with fireworks and a 50 billion shillings in startup. By 2024, the Auditor General's report raised a red flag. 8 billion could not be accounted for.
People should get money to run businesses depending on their proposal, depending on their needs, not a uniform amount of money. And that uniform amount of money increases the chances of the business not succeeding, particularly when they are not paying back.
Other empowerment programs by the government include Uwezo Fund, the Women Enterprise Fund, Affirmative Action Fund, Tetheka Fund, and the Kenya Youth Employment and Opportunities Project. Aside from this, political figures allied to the president, including Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, have been conducting donation exercises that they term as empowerment drives for Kenyans.
How are you?
From the DP to members of parliament and cabinet secretaries, donation drives have popped up everywhere. Motorcycles here, wheelbarrows there, all wrapped in the language of upliftment.
The moment you can trace that money through the formal government budgetary process, then you are either receiving stolen money, okay, or you are facilitating somebody to steal the money.
But critics see something else entirely: a rehearsal for the 2027 general election. And as the youth scramble for grants, training, and elusive job opportunities, one question looms larger than the 5 billion shillings. Are these programs lighting the path to real empowerment? Winfrey Owino, KTN.
And students joining public universities under government sponsorship could soon be required to pay back their education by serving the country before seeking other opportunities. The Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service, KUCCPS, on Tuesday proposed to Parliament that all students who benefit from government scholarships be bonded to work for the state for a specified period. Our education reporter Levis Nyaundi has this story in detail.
The new policy proposal could see university graduates who study under government sponsorship work for the state for a time frame yet to be specified before they could seek private employment. The proposal, yet to be tabled before Parliament by the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service (KUCCPS), aims to ensure that taxpayers get a return on their investment and reduce the loss of skilled graduates to the private sector and overseas jobs.
They are given scholarships just on merit, but there is no condition to continue performing to remain on that scholarship. There is no condition to serve the country once you have been supported.
KUCCPS CEO Mercy Wahome told MPs that while scholarships are awarded based on merit, they currently come with no condition, a gap she says allows graduates to benefit from free education without contributing back to the country. The proposed system will see beneficiaries bonded to serve the nation for a fixed period of time, similar to scholarship models in the military and athletics abroad.
Scholarships come with conditions, like Professor said. You have a condition, even those who go out on sports scholarship, they have a condition to perform well and to remain in a sports activity that got you to that scholarship.
It is, however, not clear whether, if adopted, the policy will affect continuing students or will apply to those who are newly admitted. But that's not all. The agency also seeks to have scholarships from other countries consolidated and issued through KUCCPS.
Once they are available, they are advertised, and the students can apply. And all the criteria, including the requirements, which are even the requirement from the country which is giving the scholarship, can be captured, and the students will apply, and they will be distributed in the most fairest way by KUCCPS.
Additionally, KUCCPS is seeking independence in its operation and has prepared a bill to present before Parliament that will, among other issues, push for KUCCPS to be the sole entity overseeing the placement of both government-sponsored and self-sponsored students in universities.
KUCCPS is the only government agency that has the responsibility of placing students to tertiary institutions. And it is the one with that mandate. But if you look at the mandate, it talks about only those ones which are sponsored by government, which means those who are not sponsored by government are not within our reach.
KUCCPS Chairman Cyrus Gitau explained that the current law limits KUCCPS to placing only government-sponsored students in tertiary institutions. MPs attending the session questioned the high number of students who finished secondary schools but failed to proceed to universities or colleges. Luanda MP Dick Maungu said that the current statistics show that 700,000 out of the 950,000 students who sat last year's KCSE were not placed in any institutions for tertiary education. Luis Nyaundi, KTN.
Niko kazi wanachapati 10 bob baba, ni shilingi 10 peke yake.
10 bob na umeregister kama voter?
Voter. Hiyo bado sijali.
Ngoja nini? Enda register kama voter huko.
BBC leo tunawaletea habari kuhusu launching ya boobs za Vera Saidika, na wanaume wamejaa kuliko wanawake katika ile venue.
Sasa jenzi mna report hizi nini? Uko na kura?
La hasha.
Na mna report hizi nini? Jenzi chukua kura, time ya maandamano mlitokea ati sijui 1 term 2 term. Hizi vitu enda chukua kura saa hii, cameraman enda chukua kura.
Wacha tu hiyo. Wacha nikupige 2 term sasa. Wacha hii sana.
Jenzi mnatoa vita mia kucheza pool na mna vote. Enda chukua kura. Very nice. Leo nimekumiss bana. Jenzi mbona mnaibia jenzi mwenzenu, mpesi yake. Mregister kama voters. Enda mregister, enda mpige kura. Very nice.
Ile siku ni leo. Come with me as I propose to my mpoa. Come.
Mahari nini? Unaoa nini? Umechukua kura? Enda chukua voters card kwanza. Very nice.
Hadi sasa tumerudi force. Nakwambia Man U new team. Man U new team.
Man U kitu gani? Umechukua vote. Enda mregister mpige kura. Very nice.
Wacha nijekelea please, kesho nazamkia nende mjengo.
Mjengo gani? Unachukua vote. Enda chukua vote kwanza. Very nice.
Kiadi unaenda kutafuta kazi, uko na interview sahi.
Jengi unaenda kutafuta interview, umechukua kura?
Bado sijachukua.
Enda uchukue kura kwanza. Very nice.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mengi. All I want to say is Ruto must go like yesterday. Bye.
Ati black chocolate ni fine melanin bana kutoka nikapate. Kanapenda kenye mi wanapenda, so kanapenda toto chupa na haga nono.
Madam na kudai, umedunga mini na unapenda mangwai. Una dance fit, unawacha nikismile. Ama niko high, jua lies, zibe nice.
Kono moja mbele, gine yende rembe. Pile up, yoni.
Enyewe Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. Wash fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.